Good morning, students. Today we are going to study a new topic, and that is electrochemistry. It is the third chapter in our textbook, and it is a part of physical chemistry. So the topic itself consists of two words. One is electro, that means related to electric, and the chemistry, that is the related with the chemical energy. So there is a interdependence of electrical energy and chemical energy that is to be studied here. So we can define electrochemistry as the branch of chemistry. Electrochemistry is the branch of chemistry which deals with interdependence of chemical change and electrical energy. So if I explain you in a very simple words, then I will say you means if we bring out a chemical change with the help of electrical energy or generate electric current with the help of chemical energy, both these phenomena are studied in this topic electrochemistry. Charge on any element is due to difference in electronegativity. Suppose I am having a pair of elements bonded together. Suppose there are two elements, one is A, another is B. Suppose if electronegativity of A is more than B, then what we can say that A has pulled the electron towards itself and B is acquiring partial positive charge. Partial negative charge is over A and partial positive charge is on B. So this will acquire -1 and this will acquire +1 charge. Suppose if we reverse this, A is having less electronegativity than B, then it will become A is having +1 and B is having -1. So it is having +1 and it is having -1 as oxidation number. But the oxidation number in the elemental state of elements like H2, O2, N2, H2, O2, N2, Cl2 is 0. It is taken as how much? 0. Okay. So the example of this A may be HCl, H plus Cl minus. Okay. The another example for zero oxidation state is H2, O2, N2, Cl2 like this. Rules for finding the oxidation state. Number 1. The S block elements or the first group elements, the first group elements which are lithium, sodium, potassium, rubidium, cesium, francium, but we don't take francium here, simply up to cesium we consider. All these elements belong to group 1 and they shows oxidation number of +1. Since they have one electron in their outermost shell. So look, like if we see sodium having atomic number 11, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s1, having one electron in its valence shell or last shell, therefore it loses this electron and attains the noble gas configuration, thereby exhibiting +1 oxidation state. So in nutshell we can say the first group elements show +1 oxidation state. Likewise, group 2 elements, if we talk about group 2 elements, first element is beryllium, magnesium, you all are familiar with these elements, gallium, strontium. So all these elements have 2 electrons in their valence shell. Suppose beryllium is having atomic number 4, magnesium 12, so it is 1s2, 2s2. So having 2 electrons in its valence shell gives it oxidation number of +2. So group 2 elements show an oxidation state of +2. Now the next is, third is hydrogen. Hydrogen, there may be two cases for hydrogen. It may show +1 and -1. +1 when it combines with the non-metals. Whenever it combines with non-metals, it shows an oxidation state of +1, and when it combines with the metals, it shows -1 oxidation state. So we can take examples like NaH. Here oxygen will, this will show +1 and this is -1. Like MgH2, here magnesium +2 and here it is -1. So in this way we can say hydrogen shows, exhibits two oxidation states, -1 and +1. With non-metals shows +1 and with metals it shows -1. Next is oxygen. Oxygen is shows -2 to +2. The reason is -2 with, when it shows -2 oxidation state, it shows normally like in H2SO4, H2O, KMnO4, in all such compounds oxygen shows -2 oxidation states. In peroxides it shows -1 oxidation state, that is H2O2. In superoxides it shows -1/2 in superoxides. The example of superoxides is KO2, where it shows -1. Okay, but actual configuration we can show differently. So here next is +1 oxidation state by the oxygen, it is OF2. We know that fluorine is most electronegative element, so this will show -1 and this is showing what, +1. Okay, so here we see that it is showing +1 oxidation state, O2 F2, like this. So these are few compounds where oxygen is showing oxidation state in plus with the fluorine. Next is fluorine. Next is fluorine. Next is fluorine. Fluorine, as all of you know, that fluorine is most electronegative element. It shows -1 oxidation state, as its electronegativity is highest. The compound may be FOF. Here it is -1, again it is -1. Okay. Next compound is O2F2. Here F, again -1, oxygen and F, it is -1. So in this way we see that fluorine is showing an oxidation state of -1. So these are the rules which are followed for calculating or finding out the oxidation state. Okay, now we start with the finding the oxidation number in different compounds. Like in class 11th you might have studied how to find the oxidation number of manganese in KMnO4. So KMnO4 is a compound in which we want to find out the oxidation number of manganese. So we take it as a X, and the overall charge over this compound is 0. So when we go for calculating the charge or oxidation number of manganese, how do we go? It is, we know that it is having +1 oxidation state, it is having taken as X, and we know that one oxygen shows -2, so there are 4 oxygens. So the equation will be in this form. Okay, so when we go for calculating 2 4 ja -8 plus 1, it is -7. So we get x minus 7 is equal to 0. The net answer is x equal to +7. So here manganese is in +7 oxidation state. Okay. Now we take the another term, and that term is what? Valency factor, or some people call it as a n factor. So n factor or valency factor. What is n factor or valency factor? Valency factor. So valency factor or n factor is what? Valency you have already studied the how valency is determined. It is determined by valency is determined by number of electrons present in outermost shell, Okay. So suppose if we want to calculate the valency, so suppose if we want to take valency factor of sodium, it is 1, for magnesium it is 2, for aluminium it is 3, for copper it is 2. So these are the valency factors. Now we see for elementary removal of hydrogen, the example that may be taken for removal of hydrogen is, suppose we are burning methane gas CH4 plus O2 giving us CO2 plus H2. Here hydrogen from this methane is removed, therefore this is oxidation of methane into carbon dioxide, and reduction may be the reverse of this oxidation. It is what? Addition of hydrogen. How can it be explained? Suppose we have taken ethene CH2, double bond CH2, and if we are taking palladium as a catalyst and hydrogen gas, then it gets add on and we get CH3, single bond CH3, ethane. So this is ethene getting converted into ethane. So the second point from which oxidation and reduction can be explained is removal of hydrogen and addition of hydrogen, and for which the examples have already been taken here. Now the third point is, and that characteristic is in terms of electronic transfer. So oxidation means removal of electron. Third is removal of electron. Or simply we can say loss of electron by an element. How can you explain it? Simply we have already seen in earlier classes also that sodium having atomic number 11, configuration as 281, loses one electron this to attain stable noble gas configuration, acquiring positive charge, and in this way losing one electron. So this loss of electron here is indicating that sodium is getting oxidized here. That means what, it is undergoing oxidation. Reduction may be the reverse of this, that is gain of electron. Gain of electron. How gain of electron can be explained? Suppose we have half molecule of chlorine that is taking one electron. We all know that chlorine is having atomic number 17. Its configuration is 287, or simply we can write 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, 3s2 and 3p5. So this is requiring one electron. So that electron is being supplied from somewhere and it is now getting converted into Cl minus ion, chloride ion. So this is oxidation and reduction in terms of electronic exchange. One, in case of oxidation there is loss or removal of electron from any species, and reduction means gain of electron by any species. So whenever there will be loss of electron by any species, then there will be increment in its oxidation number. The definition or the terminology oxidation number is already read in class 11. Okay, how we know that oxidation number is nothing but any charge over any species indicates its oxidation number. In simple way we can say that increment in oxidation state of any element. So oxidation can also be defined as increase in oxidation number, and reduction means decrease in oxidation number. So all these are from electronic point of view. Okay, so increase in oxidation number, how? Suppose we had sodium it was having 0 oxidation number. When it got converted to Na plus and one electron was lost, so it came into +1 oxidation state. That means it has changed its state from 0 to +1. Likewise, suppose half Cl which has gained one electron, now it has turned into Cl minus. So here its oxidation number was 0, now it has -1. So 0 to -1 we know that there is a decrease in oxidation number, and here is a increase in oxidation number. Okay, so this was the oxidation and reduction in terms of oxidation number. So after this we will try to study how the electronegativity affects the change on any element is due to charge. So now under electrochemistry, electrochemical cells are studied. Electrochemical cells, a system consisting of two metallic rods dipping into same or different electrolyte in electrical communication. Now electrochemical cells can further be divided into galvanic cell and electrolytic cell. Galvanic cell is what? It is a device which converts chemical energy into electrical energy, while electrolytic cells carry out the non-spontaneous redox reactions with the help of the electric current. So, electrochemical cells can further be divided into galvanic cells, which uses spontaneous redox reactions. Spontaneous redox reaction which generates electric current, which generate electric current. Now another is electrolytic cell. Electrolytic cell. These two things have come from these two terms, that is electro and chemistry. Means one is electrical, generation of electric current by chemical reaction, and another is electrolytic cell, means carrying out a chemical reaction by use of electrical energy, or I can say carrying out non-spontaneous spontaneous redox reaction using electric current. So from these two, it's very clear that electrolytic cell uses electric current to bring about any change through chemical reaction, and galvanic cell uses a spontaneous redox reaction for generating the electric current. Further, galvanic cell can also be classified as chemical cell or concentration cell. So this can further be classified as chemical cells, that is production of electrical energy due to chemical change. And another may be concentration cells. In these concentration cells, there is transfer of matter. So this is the classification of galvanic cells. One is chemical cell, another is concentration cell. In chemical cells, directly production of electrical energy takes place by chemical change, while in case of concentration cells, two solutions of different concentrations are taken and there is transfer of matter. Okay, so this is the classification of galvanic cell and electrolytic cell. Both these are to be studied in this chapter. Before studying them deeply, first of all I would like to give you some basic concepts on which the electrochemistry is based. Redox reaction is the basic of electrochemistry. Redox reaction is basic of electrochemistry. We have already studied redox in class 11. This is consisting of two words, redox. One is oxidation and another is reduction. When both oxidation and reduction takes place simultaneously, then that reaction is called as redox reaction. So the one half in electro redox reaction is of oxidation and another is reduction. So we have already up to this level learned that oxidation is what? Addition of oxygen. It is what? Addition of oxygen. Oxygen with metal. With metal. Like suppose I am taking aluminium and I am reacting with oxygen, it can give us Al2O3. Likewise, magnesium, when it gets reacted with oxygen, it gives MgO, magnesium oxide. While reduction is what? Removal of oxygen. That means suppose I am heating alumina Al2O3, aluminium oxide with the coke or carbon, then it gives us what? CO2 plus aluminium. Here aluminium is getting freed and carbon is getting oxidized to carbon dioxide. So the removal of oxygen, that means reduction. Here reduction of Al2O3 into aluminium is taking place. Another term or another characteristic which can be taken for oxidation is what? Removal of hydrogen. So this was the first point, just note it. In elementary state, we know that hydrogen, its valency is 1, chlorine, its valency is 1, sodium, its valency is again 1, iron, its valency, general valency is 2, copper again 2. So like this we can say these are the valencies. Now the problem for these the valencies, these valency in elementary state are the n factors for these. Now n factors for H2, Cl2, F2O2 we can calculate, since the H factor valency for hydrogen is 1, for 2 hydrogen it will be n factor or valency factor will be 2, for chlorine again it is 2, for oxygen it is 2 into 2, that is 4. So these are the valency factors, or we can say the n factors which will be used in electrochemistry while calculating the mass of the substance deposited at the electrodes. So when we divide any molecular mass or atomic mass by the valency factor or n factor, it gives us equivalent mass or equivalent weight. So these were the topics which are the most fundamental topics which are to be discussed before studying the electrochemistry.